Hello everyone, and welcome to my first ever movie review while visiting somebody in the hospital. Don't worry, everything's okay, she's fine, she should be leaving very soon. But am I in any pain right now? Have I just witnessed something that has brought me so much pain and agony? The film I witnessed today, of course, is the big action movie. It's the third film. It has a number 3 in there. People are expendable, so they brought them back together again and called it The Expendables 3. Now, I'm not a super duper fan of this franchise, but, you know, I'm a huge action junkie. I love the films of the 1980s, so to see these guys on camera again and kind of all together in one spot at one time is pretty damn exciting. So I've been very generous with the Expendable movies because in the end, it's just turn your brain off. Turn your cell off, of course, too, when you're in the movie theater. But turn your brain off and just have a really good time. So my review is pretty much based on this franchise alone. How I feel about Expendables 3. I'm really going to base it on the franchise alone. I can't base it on action movies of the 1980s or action movies of today or movies of today or just movies in general. I just feel like I can't do that because I think if I talk about the movie in that way, it's not really fair. I don't think it's fair. So I'm going to judge the movie mainly on the fact, on the movie itself, of course, but on the fact that it is part of a new trilogy of films that have come out. Now, again, I love the cast. Of course, everybody comes back except for Bruce Willis because Bruce Willis cares more about money than hanging out with some of his friends from the last few films. So instead of Bruce Willis, we get... This is pretty damn exciting. So instead of Bruce Willis, we get Wesley Snipes. Man, I haven't seen Wesley Snipes in a movie in a long time. And we get Harrison Ford, and of course the villain is played by a villain in real life sometimes, Mel Gibson. So this movie, you know, I don't really want to explain the plot or go in detail because it's not really, we don't go to see these movies for the plot. We go to see our favorite action stars. They're a lot older. Majority of them are probably in their 60s. Some of them are in their 50s. And we just want to see them be part of some action. So, and there's some new people as well. Part of the plot involves a lot of the younger cast. And I'm not really familiar with any of the younger cast except for Kellen Lutz, who's from Twilight and I think The Legend of Hercules. I should also mention that Antonio Banderas is in the film as well. So yeah, this is the third film. We're probably going to get 4, 5, and 6 until these people are probably all sadly passed away. I guess I had some excitement for this film, but I can understand anybody worried about this movie because the first 2 films were rated rated R. And this film is rated PG-13. Which can be a super duper looper cooper mistake on their part if they don't get things right. Of course, they can still have all the action. Probably a lot of people who are carrying guns can get killed, but they can't have any CGI blood. And that's one of the things I missed about this movie. And I can complain about the PG-13 rating forever. And in the end, this franchise is not near and dear to my heart, so I don't care that this film is PG-13. I just hope that it would still be a fun action movie, like the other ones. You know, more of a guilty pleasure. The first 2 are guilty pleasures. You know, depending on how I feel about this movie, we'll find out very soon. I don't know if that even made sense. Anyways, so the CGI's blood, and I missed the blood. I did miss the CGI blood. I missed the over-the-top action that is normally in these kind of movies. We get the cheesy dialogue is there, the cheesy acting, the terrible CGI at times, and we get also some really bad green screen. But you know, the characters, they have chemistry. It's fun to see them all. There are just so many people in this movie, and some of them have cameos, some of them have extended parts. They just throw a lot at you, and the movie is over 2 hours. That's another complaint I have. The movie does not need to be over 2 hours. It drags a lot. And this is a director that I do not know, though I know he's doing the remake of The Raid. And after watching this, I'm really worried about that Raid remake. I don't think this guy is a really great action director because the action is barely there and it's not that exciting, except for the last like half an hour of the movie. There's a lot of great action where everybody gets involved. It's really exciting. It's a lot of fun, and I didn't mind all the mistakes that were made that I just mentioned right now. But the movie did not need to be 2 hours. It could have been 1 hour and 45 minutes. It does drag in moments of it does drag in parts of the film. The pacing's really weird at times, and you really kind of get bored a little bit. I did laugh a few times. There are some stuff, of course, one-liners from classic films. I don't want to give anything away. Those are the true spoilers that I don't want to give away. Of course, you know that there's there's action that's really shot well, as well as funny banter between them. But I hope I don't want to give anything away when it comes to some of the dialogue, because it does harken back to some of our favorite films from the 80s, and a lot of these people have repeated these lines in the 80s, so it's kind of fun to see that. And it was good to see Wesley Snipes. I miss him seeing in movies. I hope he returns. I would love to see him in a Blade movie. Mel Gibson is probably my favorite part of this film. I thought he was a really awesome villain, and he had a lot of fun with the part. You could see that he was having a lot of fun with the part. Some of the other actors in this film, including Sylvester Stallone, look really bored. Even Arnold Schwarzenegger looks bored in this movie. What else comes to mind? I liked Antonio Banderas. I thought Antonio Banderas was great as this comic relief. Oh, my review is over now. So, again, I didn't expect perfection. I expect just a fun roller coaster ride. You go on it, you pay your admission, you go on it, you get off, and either you want to go on it again or you don't. I do look forward to Expendables 4, 5, 6, 7,000, but I have to say, this is probably the weakest film out of this trilogy. Again, it doesn't really have anything to live up to. So, it's got your fun action stars, it's got some action, some cheesy dialogue. If that's what you're into, you'll really enjoy this film. If that's some of the things you don't like when you go to the movies, I highly recommend that you stay away from this whole franchise. So for me, it's a guilty pleasure. I'm not going to give it a solid recommendation or you have to go see it kind of recommendation. I would say, only if you're a fan of this stuff. Only if you're a fan of stuff that you'll enjoy it. And for that, I'm going to give the Expendables 3, I'm going to give it 2.5 stars out of 4. I'm MovieManCHAD. Please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. I'm also on Twitter, and I'm on Facebook. And please go to WeLiveFilm.com and subscribe right here on YouTube to We Live Film. Also go to Long Beach Acting and Film Association right here on Facebook and Twitter. Please also go to MoviePile.com, and if you've enjoyed this movie review, I hope that I don't have to do it at another hospital. I hate when my friends have to go to the hospital, but I hope to be home or at a movie theater or something like that when I do my next movie review, and I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. I really appreciate your viewership and watching me right now, make it up complete full of myself, and I hope you enjoyed it and found some entertainment value with it. Alright everyone, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, a wonderful night. It's a great day outside, look outside. Have a wonderful night and a wonderful life, and I'll see you at my next movie review. Peace be with you, my friends. Can you see that? There it is. Peace. Peace and love. Peace and love. Peace and love.